Hello, friends. Hope you're doing well. Put my glasses on so I can see. So I can see. You know, today was a hard day. For those of you who do not know, I reside in Buffalo, New York. Is where my residence is. And it was the court date of that thing that came in. Tough morning. And it's a rainy day here too, so, you know. I have friends who are in meetings with local council members right now. And, you know, it's going to be a process. It's going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be a long process. That's one thing I am grateful for. It doesn't look like that this is going to be something that's going to go on for a very long time. But, yeah, as we pick up the pieces and put things back together, his trial starts or whatever. It's just amazing how one person can come in and alter the lives of so many in a negative way, right? Because we have people who come in and out of our city and states and affect us in a great way. Which brings us to life in our own personal circles, right? How we let people come in with their toxicity and then it rubs off on us. Because not only are we upset that we let this person in, but now I'm upset about the situation. I'm upset about how I fell for it. I'm upset about anyone that's going to come into my life after this, right? It is extremely interesting how situations and circumstances affect us and the future. Decisions that we make in the future. How we decide how we're going to take something in. How we decide what it is that we will be a part of. You know, and you know, everybody's throwing around the word trauma. And what's traumatic to you, right, is not always traumatic to other people. And it's just something to think about, how things that have happened to you affect your ongoing decisions in the future. Even if you feel you have healed or are healing, or, you know, you have a better perspective on it now, it will still affect the decisions that you make. You know, I just fail to believe that now that we have gone to therapy and have a better understanding about how things work, or we have talked to someone and vented and got great advice or information from them, where it helped alter our thinking about a situation that we may consider traumatic or detrimental to us, that it turns into, that was harmful, that happened to me. I will move forward in life now that I fully understand the circumstances and situations surrounding that issue. However, I'm still not going to trust XYZ, or I still will ask these types of questions now when I get into these types of situations. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what, no matter what during your healing process, how much apologizing and what true intentions were not actually executed correctly, through the codependency and the all the other types of trauma and things that may happen to you along the way. You still have to make decisions about your life. You still have to make decisions about who you're going to connect with. You still have to make decisions about what type of job you're going to get, if you're going to go back to school, if you're going to update skills, if you're going to, you still have to continuously make these decisions. And as we continuously make these decisions, there are things along the way that trigger us in good ways and in bad ways to make other decisions. And I'm saying this because, not saying that we're not healing, but it will always affect what you say yes to, what you say no to, and how you decide what's safe for you or not. Right? I remember trying to get a friend to go out of town with me, not knowing that she had been through an experience in life where she had a bad experience in regards to being basically sex trafficked, kidnapped while she was out of town, and then having to like literally find her way back herself. And when I explained to her the trip and this and that, it wasn't international, by the way. You know, it was something, it was within the United States. But like, she had all of these, which is why I got into, well, it's not why I got into travel concierge work, but she had made me think more about trip planning and in the aspect of knowing your surroundings, where you are, where the police stations are, where the hospitals are, things like that. Like, before, when I used to plan trips for people, I would never include that information. After talking with her and having that happen, I will not send a travel plan without it. Without you knowing where the hospitals are, where the police stations are, where, you know, the nearest gas station with actual bathroom access, and like all of that kind of stuff. Like, you cannot get travel information from me without that now. And it's just interesting because she did not have knowledge of those things. And this was back when cell phones were a rarity. So just imagine not being able to just have access to the things that we have access to now, and being in a foreign place, not really knowing people, and not many of us being around, us meaning, you know, melanated people that she could actually feel like she could walk up to and tell her situation to and actually receive real help, right? When you've just been through something by people who look like you, it's hard to go and ask people who look like you for help. When you've just been violated by people who look like you, okay? And I'm just saying that to say that it is hard to just reacclimate yourself into situations and circumstances around humans when humans are the ones doing the damage, right? A lot of people in my town are having issues with going to do any chore. Okay, people are talking about the grocery store. Listen, we're having issues go and get mani-pedis. I wanted to go get a massage. Like, that week, I canceled everything. I was getting a massage. I was going to get mani-pedis. I was going to get my hair done. I was just like, yeah, we're going to wear this afro for a little bit till I feel like... Even my son was like, "Mom, I'm not taking you to the grocery store today. You're going to have to wait a couple days." Like, I was like, what? I was like, we ain't going to live in fear. Now, that I ain't going to do. Nope. I'm going to put my good old conceal bralette on. And I'm going to go and do what I gotta do. Okay. Yeah, and that's on that. But just, you know, it can be difficult to move on. You know, people want to make things as if though, I'm going to pull one of these too. I love these African goddess cards. People want things to be as if though you can just go back into the flow. You know, it's not hard to get information on a place. I mean, I do travel research all the time, you know. And now with Google imagery and things like that, you know, I've been helping people migrate out of the USA. And, you know, I can actually send them pictures of the streets and the apartments and the area and all of that. Like, so it's not hard for someone or an entity or anything to infiltrate, right? Stay protected, stay guided, stay prayed up, stay connected to the divine, who is going to give you the space and room to evolve in the way that you need to evolve, okay? You have to believe and know that you're protected, and the people connected to you are, as I do every day. I know my immediate family is guided, protected, covered, so covered. And I know we are. My sister doesn't live far from that or work far from that grocery store. So she regulars that grocery store, you know, and she could have easily went to go get groceries that day for dinner, as she has done many times before after work, because it's right down the street, you know. Just a lot of things, and it's not even just that situation or instance. There's just been a lot of things in my life where I realized that we are truly covered and protected, and that is for a reason, and I am certainly not taking it for granted. And with that being said, we are all co-creators within a diverse universe, okay? Do I wish they would go back to the mountains? Absolutely. But they're no more going back to the mountains than melanated people are going back to, well, we were everywhere, so there's that. Anyways, every physical being on your planet is your partner in co-creation. And if you would accept that and appreciate the diversity of beliefs and desires, all of you would have more expansive, satisfying, and fulfilling experiences. We would if we could. We really would. We really, truly would have more satisfying experiences, except for hate. Hate festers and it creates things. So even though I like what this card is saying, because duality does not allow for this to be 100% true, right? Because we need the hate to accept that and appreciate the diversity of beliefs and desires. We would need for trauma and misunderstanding and the disconnection to appreciate that. Every subject is two subjects, wanted and not wanted. Now here we go. Every subject is really two subjects. There is that which you desire and the lack of it, Often, even when you believe you are thinking about something that you desire, you are actually thinking about the exact opposite of what you desire. I'm going to read that again. Every subject is really two subjects. There is that which you desire and the lack of it. Often, when you believe you are thinking about something that you desire, you are actually thinking about that exact opposite of what you desire. I really want this job because of that. You like the perks at the job, but you want that job because either the job you want is dissatisfying or the job that you have is dissatisfying, or you don't have a job at all. Because why want the job? Right? Because you need to pay bills. Why want the lover? Because you're tired of being alone. Why want the great school for your kid to go to? Because you don't want your child to be an idiot. Okay? You don't want it to go to a basic school where it has lesser chances of being as genius as it would have if they went to X, Y, and Z school or were homeschooled, or you understand where I'm going with this? I'm following the card. I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. There is no thought that you cannot eventually have, just as there is no place that you cannot eventually reach from wherever you are. But you cannot constantly jump to a thought that has a vibrational frequency very different from the thoughts you are usually thinking. That reminds me of the child who goes from the swings to the monkey bars to the swivel to the bouncy house to the you're playing. It's a little misty outside. It's just interesting to know that you can still have whatever. You can still arrive to whatever frequency, whether it be low, high, or medium. It is up to you to decide to match it, right? And when people tell you to match the frequency, how do you do that? Become the frequency it is that you want to be on. Become it by telling yourself that you can do it. Because I know that I can manage millions of dollars. See how easy that was? And I'm looking directly at myself while I'm saying it. I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to myself. Okay? And I know we're in retrograde. Everything that comes back to you does not need attention. Okay? Remember, you're co-creators in this. So as it comes to you, it does not mean that you have to have a conversation with it. It does not mean that you have to give attention to it. It does not mean that you need to be friends with it. Not at all. Okay? Not at all. And I think we miss that when they keep talking about these retrogrades and things, that you absolutely have to face it. No, you don't. And you already did in your quiet time, in your healing time. In the time that whatever it was that's coming back around, you were apart from it. Okay? You did your due diligence in that. Now, if you need to tell that entity to suck it, or, you're not going to be a part of a thing, then do that. But don't make it seem like because it came your way, it's a sign that it must be acknowledged or dealt with. please know it and note it. I don't care how many times I touch these cards, this comes out at least once. Because that is the time frame we are in. It is time to evaluate everything. And I mean everything. Why you're doing a thing. Why you are in the places and spaces you are. The people that you're hanging with, for what. And what purpose are you serving them and they are serving you. Why you working a job until you retire out at whatever the maximum time is, and then find something great to do, or come to those conclusions for yourself. I'm not telling you what to do. I have a friend right now trying to decide they can retire after 26 years, and they're trying to decide, I could retire and then I could just do odd things. I could do other things because I'll be getting this type of pension every month, blah, 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 blah. Listen, your decisions to make. Just make sure you choose them wisely. And make sure before you actually dive into the retirement pool that you do have things lined up to supplement incomes. That you do, because you're going to want it. You're going to have less time on your hands. There are things that you're going to want to do. Make sure that you have the funding necessary to live your life and do those things, right? Obonimba. Harvest. Our harvest mother. I love it. Obonimba. Look how gorgeous she is. And I mean, it is true harvest time. They are dancing and working, okay? Because don't get it twisted. You have to work during harvest. But they are dancing and working. 43 is a 7. 7-11. 7-11. 7 got being by little Joe. Sorry, that was a little ice cube for you. Oh, I didn't do the 7 came out twice. 43 and 43. 2 and an 8. I like that 7 came twice. In between transformation is between both of those 7s. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Okay, her element is water, and she is a temple high priestess. We are always prospering, honey. We're always prospering. Always and forever. Always prospering. A bowl is a Baga fertility goddess, and Nimba in her living spiritual healing mask. Together, they embody sacred, feminine, and abundance. Harvest is when you reap the blessings that you have sown. The harvest is not the fulfillment of your dreams, but the creation of them. Your thoughts, your imagination, the blessing of you being here another day on this earth is all that is all harvest. You being here another day on this earth, that is all harvest. What seeds of generosity, love, support, and goodwill can you sow in your community to create a bountiful harvest for all? Give thanks. You are being blessed. It is harvest time. Pay attention. A season of great harvest is a season of great epiphanies. You are prospering. You are always prospering, even when it doesn't feel like it. And I know y'all hate when people say that. I dislike when people say that, but it is the truth. I will be in the middle of a downward spiral, but I will be eating well. I will be healthy. I will even giggle in between the cries. The fact that you can do that shows that you are prospering. The fact that you can laugh in the midst of troubled times shows that you are processing, right? I live in a city right now that is hurting. We've lost some people due to terrorist attacks, and we still find a way to giggle, to come together, to love on each other, to make sure you okay, you good, how you doing today, everybody all right, check in, mental health, all of that. Like, we still find a way to enjoy life around us. And I truly believe that is the key of all keys in the middle of whatever it is you're going through. Finding laughter in sour situations. Even when a situation is serious, to not be an angry mofo. And to not be bitter about those situations, but to be understanding of those situations enough to know that, one, trouble does not last always, and two, great things normally come after tragedy. It's just a fact. Check your history. Great things normally come after tragedy. So, with that being said, stay strong, stay focused, stay prosperous. Blessings.